Sarmizegetusa Regia, also Sarmizegetusa, Sarmizegetusa, Zeta Alpha Mu Iota Zeta Epsilon Gamma Epsilon Theta Omicron Upsilon Sigma Alpha or Zeta Epsilon Rho Mu Iota Zeta Epsilon Gamma Epsilon Theta Omicron Upsilon Sigma Eta, was the capital and the most important military, religious and political center of the Dacians prior to the wars with the Roman Empire. Erected on top of a 1,200 meters high mountain, the fortress, comprising 6 citadels, was the core of a strategic defensive system in the Oresti Mountains. Sarmizegetusa Regia should not be confused with Ulpia Traiana Sarmizegetusa, the Roman capital of Dacia built by Roman Emperor Trajan some 40 kilometers away, which was not the Dacian capital. Sarmizegetusa Ulpia was discovered earlier, was known already in the early 1900s, and was initially mistaken for the Dacian capital, a confusion which led to incorrect conclusions being made regarding the military history and organization of the Dacians. Etymology. Several hypotheses have been advanced to explain the origin of the name Sarmizegetusa. The most important of these ascribe the following possible meanings to the city's name. Citadel built of palisades on a mountain peak, from Zermi and Zegeti. City of the warm river, from Zami, warm, and Zeget, flow, the city being named after the nearby river Sargetia. Palace illuminating the world of life, from Zarime, palace, Zegeth, world of life, and USA, illuminating, enlightening, burning. Layout. Sarmizegetusa Regia contained a citadel and residential areas with dwellings and workshops as well as a sacred zone. The fortress, a quadrilateral formed by massive stone blocks, was constructed on 5 terraces, on an area of almost 30,000 square meters. The sacred zone, among the most important and largest circular and rectangular Dacian sanctuaries, includes a number of rectangular temples, the bases of their supporting columns still visible in regular arrays. Perhaps the most enigmatic construction at the site is the large circular sanctuary. It consisted of a setting of timber posts in the shape of a D, surrounded by a timber circle which in turn was surrounded by a low stone curb. The layout of the timber settings bears some resemblance to the stone monument at Stonehenge in England. An artifact referred to as the andesite sun seems to have been used as a sundial, since it is known that Dacian culture was influenced by contact with Hellenistic Greece. The sundial may have resulted from the Dacians' exposure to Hellenistic learning in geometry and astronomy. Civilians lived below the citadel itself in settlements built on artificial terraces, such as the one at Fatlo Alb, a system of ceramic pipes channeled running water into the residences of the nobility. The archaeological inventory found at the site demonstrates that Dacian society had a relatively high standard of living. History. Variants of the name of the city. Historical records show considerable variation in the spelling of the name of the Dacian capital. Sarmizegetusa, 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 Sarmazurg, Sarmitegeta, Sarmizegetusa and Sarmizegetusa, Sargetia. Pre-Roman era. Towards the end of his reign, Burebista transferred the Ghetto-Dacian capital from Arjadava to Sarmizegetusa, serving as the Dacian capital for at least 1.5 centuries. Sarmizegetusa reached its zenith under King Dispal. Archaeological findings suggest that the Dacian god Zalmoxis and his chief priest had an important role in Dacian society at this time. They have also shed new light on the political, economic and scientific development of the Dacians and their successful assimilation of technical and scientific knowledge from the Greek and Romans. The site has yielded 2 especially notable finds. A medical kit, in a brass-bound wooden box with an iron handle, containing a scalpel, tweezers, powdered pumice and miniature pots for pharmaceuticals. A huge vase, 24 in height and 41 in across, bearing an inscription in the Roman alphabet. Decebal per Scorilo, i.e., Desbalus, son of Scorylissa. The smithies north of the sanctuary also provide evidence of the Dacians' skill in metalworking. Findings include tools such as meter-long tongs, hammers and anvils which were used to make some 400 metallic artifacts, scythes, sickles, hoes, rakes, picks, pruning hooks, knives, plowshares, and carpenter's tools, as well as weapons such as daggers, curved Dacian scimitars, spear points, and shield bosses. Nevertheless, the flowering of Dacian civilization apparently underway during the reign of Desbalus came to an abrupt end when Trajan's legions destroyed the city and deported its population. The defensive system. The Dacians' capital's defensive system includes 6 Dacian fortresses: Sarmizegetusa, Costesta Blidaru, Pietrosi, Costesta Satatui, Kapalna and Banata. All 6 have been named UNESCO World Heritage Sites. Roman-era Sarmizegetusa's walls were partly dismantled at the end of First Dacian War in AD 102, when Dacia was invaded by the Emperor Trajan of the Roman Empire. The Dacians rebuilt them. The Romans systematically destroyed them again in 106 and deported the inhabitants. The Roman conquerors established a military garrison at Sarmizegetusa Regia. Later, the capital of Roman Dacia was established 40 kilometers from the ruined Dacian capital, and was named after it: Colonia Ulpia Traiana Augusta Dacica Sarmizegetusa. Gallery. Sanctuaries. Andesite sanctuaries. Large limestone sanctuary. Large limestone sanctuary. Small limestone sanctuary. Solar disc. Murus Dacicus. Paved Dacian road. Dacian water pipe.